What is up, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back with one of our favorites. He's not in the UFC, nor Bellator, or PFL, and it's a damn shame. He is the Cage Warriors champion, by the way. He's a champ over there. It's Jake Hadley. He's back. What's up, Jake? How are you?
I'm good, man. I've been a bit sad lately with this cancellation. Trying to get a fight as well. Since my Dana White Contenders cancellation, I've been trying to get a fight here in the UK, which hasn't happened. Obviously, I've been sad, but now I'm getting over it a bit better now, coming to terms with it. But apart from that, I'm doing well, mate.
So just to clear things up, when I went to Tapology, because I knew you were on Dana White Contender Series, it said Rodriguez withdrew. Did he withdraw first, or did you have visa issues come up, or where do we stand?
Yeah, well, I said that as well myself, but no, he hasn't withdrew. Actually, he's got another opponent now. So basically, I had a visa problem where I couldn't get an appointment at the embassy in London in time. It's got nothing to do with me. It's no fault of mine. I got all the paperwork and everything completed on time. You can ask my management. You can ask the UFC. I was more than on time with the paperwork. I'd done it as soon as I was given it. It's nothing to do with me why this appointment hasn't come in time. I haven't got a criminal record. I've never been in trouble with the police ever in my life. So, it's just a situation. It looks like it's just a situation where, because of the COVID and the way the world is right now, that's the only thing I can think of, because I have done everything on time. More than on time, you know what I mean? So that's how it is.
Well, that's good that we know that. Oftentimes that's been a holdup with other fighters. I know how you guys in the UK get down. Some geezer gets in your face walking out of the pub and it's trying to crack a skull, But at the same time, I figured that can't be it. He would have been up front with us a couple years ago when we first started talking.
Yeah. No, I've never been in trouble with the police. The thing is with me, I've been in the gym now my whole entire life. From the age of 13, I've been in the gym. The constant, as soon as I finished school, I went to the gym. And if I weren't at the gym, I was doing a run. Before that, I was just studying, fighting my whole entire life. I have grown up in a rough area, but I've never really had to see it, because I've been in the gym my whole entire life, been dedicated to the gym. Realistically, I've never had no friends outside the gym. All my life it's inside the gym. MMA is my life, so no, I've never been in trouble. I've never even been to a pub, apart from like New Year's with my granddad or something like that. That ain't the way I am, you know what I mean? I won't get in trouble. I care too much about my fighting. I avoid fights in the street if I can. If I have to, then I suppose I got to. But I avoid things, you know what I mean? And that's the way it is.
Let's compare neighborhoods. You said you came up in a tough neighborhood. Goes and I, we're from the mean streets of Santa Ana. Our neighborhood is so rough that the neighborhood newsletter has its own obituary column. All right, you go. Let's see how tough yours is.
I don't know what to say. You beat me there. I don't know what to say.
All right. So I got you there on that. one. Just having some fun with you. Jake, so you're obviously on their radar because you were booked to fight Dana White Contender Series, as we covered earlier. So they know who you are. 7-0. You finish fights. You can talk a good game. And like you just filled us in, hey, look, I really don't get into trouble. So you tick a lot of boxes. At least we know you're on their radar. You're also, I think I've told us in the past, late minute, you're ready. You'll hop on a plane. If we didn't have the visa thing, you could be the late minute guy if they needed, whether it's in Abu Dhabi or Las Vegas. So, I mean, I think we're getting close, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said before, I'm a company man. That's why I took the Contender Series in the first place. If you was to look at it and say realistically, I've achieved more than anyone that would be on a Contender Series, you know what I mean, especially as a flyweight. I've won 2 promotion championships, 2 major promotions championships with the EFC based in South Africa, Cage Warriors here in the UK. I've done more than enough to already get myself a UFC contract in my eyes. But like I said, I'm a company man. I did what I was told. I went on the Contender Series. You know what I mean? I mean, it was already pushed back from July till September, and I've missed out on a couple of opportunities on Cage Warriors just to fight on Contender Series. I can't get a fight here in the UK. Everyone, since my pullout on Dana White Contender Series, I've been trying to get a fight here in the UK to show the UFC, look, I'm willing to fight. I'm trying to stay ready. I'm trying to go and have fights, and I can guarantee you now, no flyweight has accepted the fight with me. I know on this regional show what's been looking for a show. They've asked every fighter in the UK and Ireland. Everyone's turned it down. So that just shows you, it's my time there for the UFC. I've cleared out the division here in the UK. There's nothing really left for me here. I'm ready to go on Abu Dhabi. I don't think you need a US visa for that one. I don't think. So I'm ready to go on Abu Dhabi in October, I think it is. I'm ready to go, really. They can call me anytime.
So, Jake, where does this particular situation put you? Does it put you back at square one? Would you be willing to, could you take another fight with someone else? Like, where is it sitting right now for you?
Yeah, well, this is my situation I'm in, where I'm kind of like, if I don't fight on Contender Series or the UFC, I'm kind of screwed in a way, because even if, for instance, I can't get a fight in September, no one's willing to fight me in September or October, but let's just say now I have to wait till the next Cage Warriors in December. The guy who I last beat, who are 50-42, that's what the judges' scorecard was, 50-42. It was like 4 10-8 rounds in a fight, yeah, which is, no one's ever heard that in the history of MMA. That guy who I did that to is now fighting for the vacant title on Cage Warriors next. You know what I mean? So, like, if he becomes the champion, it's like, I just whooped your ass. It was easy work. You know what I mean? And then the worst thing about that is everyone else I've beaten or is beaten. So it's like no one's really left for me here. You know what I mean? So it does put me in like a shit situation where it looks like I've got no one really to fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Jake, have you ever sat down and pondered the possibility of moving to the United States temporarily, for maybe a 6-month stretch where, especially with Cage Warriors now doing shows in San Diego, here on the West Coast, maybe kind of being a Nevada guy, a Las Vegas guy, a San Diego guy, and see if you can't slip into a couple regional fights out here. And then if the UFC comes calling, you're right there. Could that be a possibility, or are your roots where you're at right now?
I mean, I was even talking to, my dad about it earlier. I was like, if I went and trained in America and sparred at one of their gyms, I bet they'd pay for a fucking house for me or anything, because they'd see the potential. You know what I mean? They'd realize that I'm going to be UFC champion. I mean, it is like a thought process of, but I ain't got the money and these type of, backing to be able to do something like that, to stay over and live over in the States or anything like that. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing it. And plus, I haven't got the cash for that. That would have been a good thing about me fighting on Contender Series, because I was going to be out there for 2 weeks before my fight. Is I would have been training at the gyms in Vegas and whatever, and they would have seen my potential and been like, we need to pick this guy up. This guy is, maybe they would have thought something like that, because I know Alpha Male has done that for other fighters in the past. I know that's a different location, but I thought maybe that gym would do it, you know what I mean, like a local Vegas gym. If I was a local fighter in America, I'd probably be fighting every couple of weeks, wouldn't I? I'd probably already be in the UFC, you know what I mean? But, I don't know what to say about that.
And I want to be clear here. On October 9th, Matthias Nicolau is fighting. On December 4th, Matt Schnell is fighting. On December 11th, Kai Kara France is fighting. Perez is fighting Schnell. Garbrandt's fighting Kai Kara France. You could step into any of those if they were to call you, just so we have that base covered, correct?
Yeah, man, 100%. Like I said before, all I need is an opportunity. That's all I need is an opportunity. I feel like I've done more than enough to already be in the UFC, I believe. But I was willing to go and fight on Contender Series. I was willing to go and have a fight after my Contender Series fight fell through, but I've been unable to get a fight, you know what I mean? I passed up opportunities to fight, to be on Contender Series, you know what I mean? Like, I could have fought on this September card if I hadn't have already accepted the contenders, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like, I deserve a spot. Hopefully I can get on this Fight Island one or something like that. That's what I'm hoping. But, I'm trying to get my visa sorted. But obviously I haven't got an appointment at the minute, so I don't know how long that's going to take either.
I scanned your Twitter, and I think you hinted towards, hey, look, maybe 135 opens a door or two. But is that like serious, or do you feel like, hey, look, man, flyweight's my division. I want to stick to my guns?
Well, currently here in Cage Warriors, if I take a fight on Cage Warriors in December, if I fight at flyweight, it's hard for me, to fight at flyweight because there's no one left for me to fight. I've beat them all, or if I haven't beat them, the guys who I beat have beat them. You know what I mean? The guy who's fighting for the title is the guy I just beat. And the other guy who's fighting for the title, Sam Creasy, I spar with him on a weekly basis. He comes down my gym and spars with me on a weekly basis. I'd have interest in going up to bantamweight and taking the bantamweight title. I know who's fighting for the bantamweight title. One of them, I can't say who's fighting because the fight ain't been announced yet, but one of them, I train with one of them, so obviously I wouldn't be able to do that. But the other guy, if he was to win, which I don't think is going to happen, I'd fight him for the bantamweight title, no problem. But like I said, I cleared out the flyweight division here in Cage Warriors. So, like, anyone who I take is basically a step down. But if I got to do it, I got to do it. But, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
the almost meaningless fights. If I wanted to go back and fight for my title, I'd have to fight either the guy I've just 50-42'd or a guy who I spar with week in, week out. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not really, it's a shitty option, really, isn't it?
50-42, you weren't bullshitting. You really did that.
Yeah, man, check the scorecards. It's either 50-42 or 50-43.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
I had like four, I think it's 50-42. Check the fight.
Wow.
I totally dominated the guy. He landed one punch on me the whole entire fight. That was it. I just mauled him. And don't forget, he was the reigning champion at the time, who, since I've gone away, he's come back, won a fight, and going to fight for the title again. You know what I mean? He's a legit guy. He was on the brink of the UFC himself. I fought other guys like Nankazamulu Zulu, who was on the Ultimate Fighter season 24. Fought him in my fourth pro fight. He had over 15 pro fights. He was a multiple weight world champion. I've gone on Bellator and took out their flyweight guy who they had a lot of backing behind, who's now fighting on Brave, one of the main contenders on Brave, just fought Shorty Torres. You know what I mean? I'm out here fighting all the best geezers and I'm finishing them, dominating them, you know what I mean? If I ain't finishing them, I'm dominating them every round, 10-8. Like it's nothing. I'm in the fight, I got the guys back and I'm laughing, joking with my cornerman. That's how easy it was for me. You know what I mean? These guys ain't nothing for me, you know what I mean? I need a step up now. And if the UFC think, oh, this guy's just a big mouth, then send me in there, give me a hard geezer and get me out of there then, innit? You know what I mean? Because I know all I need is the opportunity. I know I can take these guys out. I know I'm the real deal. But like I said, I just need the opportunity to show my worth, innit?
I remember asking you if you had something for Davis and Figueiredo at the time, who was champion at the time, and you said, "Oh yeah, I'll go out there and compete against them." Now the champion is Brandon Moreno. You got something for him too? Would you even consider him either a tougher matchup? You know, we're talking respectfully here. You can mix in the smack talk however you want, but what I'm trying to get at is you're confident that you're not only UFC material, you're already championship material. I mean, you're oozing confidence. I love it.
Yeah, man. You know, obviously, I look like, you know, a bit of a big head by what I say, as in, like, I feel like I can already compete with these guys. But I feel like I can already compete with these guys, especially Figueiredo when I was watching him in his last fight, and Pantoja when I watched him in his last fight. But by the time I fight Pantoja and Moreno and them guys, I'll be more than ready. You know what I mean? More than ready, and I'll absolutely kill him. You know. I believe Moreno's a good fighter. I watch him. He's very good, very skilled, well-rounded. There's certain top guys, though, I look at and think that they're like 2-round people I'd finish in 2 rounds. You know, but by the time I fight a guy like Moreno, I'll be more than ready. I'm ready right now. I mean, I can compete with him right now and beat him right now. But by the time I fight him, I'll kill him. You know what I mean? That's my belief in my mind. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. You know, by the time I get the opportunity to fight him, I'll run for him.
Can you imagine Hadley versus Moreno in Mexico or Hadley versus Moreno in the UK? I mean, those are big combat sports countries. I love throwing it out there in existence. Obviously, it's not going to be your first fight if you make it to the UFC. When you make it to the UFC, but at some point,
it's a matter of time to make it to the UFC. But if it's not this year, it'll be next year. It's a matter of time. That ain't even like a thought process in my head. I know I'm going to be in the UFC, and I know I'm going to be champion. I've been sad over the last few days because of this cancelled fight and that, and whatever. But I've been sat back over the last day or two and thought, it's God's plan. It's God's plan. Everything happens for a reason. And there it is, you know what I mean? I am going to be the UFC champion one day. You know what I mean? This is what I've dedicated my whole life to. I'm willing to die to be the champion. I'm willing to die. I'm willing to kill and I'm willing to die in order to be the champion. Dedicated my whole entire life. I've got nothing else in my life at all other than fighting. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got anything other than fighting. This is all I do. So, I'm coming to be the best. You know, I mean, I ain't playing at this sport. I ain't playing. I'm coming to be the best. I can't stress that enough. You know what I mean?
Yep. Last question. The paperwork that you turned in, was it specific to that fight, or can it function to get the process started so that the visa's ready to go in case you get a call in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks? How does that work? Do you know?
I don't know much about. This is what I'll tell you about everything in life. I don't know much about anything in life other than fighting. I don't know much about anything other than fighting. That's all I do. All I know is fighting. But my management have told me that the UFC are still trying to get my visa appointment or something like that. The UFC are still trying. A woman, I don't know who the woman is. I don't ask names. Is trying to get my visa appointment still. Someone from the UFC, even though my fight on Contender Series is off. So I don't know how that works. I don't know the legal stuff behind it. That's why I've got people working for me. My management paradigm. That's why I got them working for me, because I didn't go to school for that. You know what I mean? I just went to the gym and fought. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about legal stuff. So, right. That's why they're doing the job for me. But I was on the phone to my manager today, and he said that someone from the UFC is still working to get me a visa, which is, unusual considering I've not actually got a fight in place. You know what I mean? So it's a good sign, in other words. You know what I mean?
Got it. All right. I do know one thing. You said you know nothing about anything except fighting. You got to know at least that Cristiano Ronaldo is returning to Manchester United, right? You at least know that.
I know that, but I don't know. I don't know nothing about football. I'm gonna be honest with you, but obviously I've seen it on the social media and that people blowing up. Some of my friends and that who go to the gym. Have mentioned it around the gym, but I don't really know nothing about football. But yeah, I have heard that. Yeah.
Good. I didn't want to think that I'm talking to a hermit over here that just fights. You got to get familiar with some stuff, but you are familiar with at least that. That's the big news. And after we, shut this down and you go your way, we go our way. I just want you to think, hang on a minute. Maybe what they were trying to do was invite me to be a Manchester United fan, just like them. You don't have to be hardcore and go to the games or nothing. Just from a distance, observe them and appreciate the greatest soccer team on the planet who's in your country, not mine.
Yeah, when I was growing up as a kid, if you was a Manchester United supporter, they'd just say you was a glory hunter because they've won everything. Apparently, I don't know because I don't follow football, but that's what they used to say when I was at school. Apparently, they win everything. So if you support them and you're from my city, Birmingham, they just said, "Oh, you're a glory hunter." You know what I mean? So I don't know much about football, but there you go.
All right, we'll just give it some thought. We convinced UFC heavyweight Walt Harris to join the bandwagon, and he's on the bandwagon. So we're trying to recruit a few more fighters because we got big mouths. So when we walk around, we want backup. You know what I mean? But anyways, Jake, I really hope that this visa thing pulls through. We got to see you in the octagon soon.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I hope and pray. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, something gets sorted soon and I can be fighting. Nice one for that, mate.
Right on. All right. Thanks for the time as always. We'll catch up soon. And
no problem, mate.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. See you later, bro.